up, all my fight fans? We got ourselves some beef in the boxing world. I mean, then again, when do we did not have beef in the boxing world? But some of these young guys, we got some beef going on. I'm talking about trash talk. I'm talking about two guys that potentially might want to fight each other down the line or maybe even soon. Who knows? But I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez and Terence Crawford, both trading words with each other over Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Yes, they've been talking trash to each other and quite possibly trying to get a matchup together. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. You're pretty much going to say what I am thinking, or you're thinking what I'm going to say right now. Vice versa, whatever you want to say. Bam. Teofimo Lopez is 100% not going to fight Terence Crawford. My personal opinion. Why? Because Teofimo Lopez has just moved up to 140. Teofimo Lopez has a lot more work to do in the junior welterweight division. I mean, there's just so many big fights for him to do. You got Ryan Garcia, you got Devin Haney, you got Gervonta Davis possibly. You know, there's quite a few other guys out there that he could potentially fight. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know, of course, you still got all these promoters. You got all this little, red tape that you got to go through. It's very annoying. It's very unfortunate with boxing. It's where we just cannot get the fights that we want to see because there's so many things you got to go through, hoops you got to jump through, you know, obstacles you got to run through. Just, it's so many. But nonetheless, I feel like Teofimo Lopez is biting off a little more than he could chew because Terence Crawford is one hell of a beast. Terence Crawford is literally the pound for pound number one in my book after that complete beatdown he gave Errol Spence. Now, I was an Errol Spence fan for sure, and I still am. You know, Errol Spence is a very fun, very exciting fighter. And I had often given Terence Crawford crap because I felt like he was getting pushed a little too fast to be number one. But after what I was able to see against Errol Spence, it definitely proved me wrong. It definitely made me a believer in Terence Crawford for sure. And I do not see what 100% Teofimo Lopez moving up to the welterweight division and taking on probably the GOAT, the king right now in the welterweight division for sure. But I understand why. Because it is a somewhat of a big name and it would be a big payday for Teofimo. For sure, 100%. It would be a very big payday. But I really feel like it's not worth it right now. I mean, of course, they're going to trade words and they possibly want to build up to another fight. Or not, build up a fight for sure. But it's two different divisions. And I feel like Terence Crawford, it's almost a lose-lose. It's a really bad lose if he were to lose against Teofimo Lopez. Because, of course, you got yourself a fresh new junior welterweight. A guy who pretty much was undisputed in the lightweight division. Beating you if that fight were to transpire. So it would be very, very bad. Very bad for Terence Crawford. Now, if Terence Crawford does get the victory, then it's even not as bad, but still bad because you beat a junior welterweight. It's a lose-lose. It's literally a very low reward, high risk for Terence Crawford, and I 100% do not recommend this fight does not transpire. What I really don't feel like there's nothing for Terence Crawford to gain in a fight like this. As far as Teofimo Lopez, is big time a win-win. He is taking on one of the greatest of all time in the welterweight division, Terence Crawford. So if he loses, hey, it is what it is. You did your best and you tried. You really don't lose no steam whatsoever because guess what? You're still going to compete at a high level in the junior welterweight division. If you win, good God, you're shooting up to stardom for sure. You're shooting up to stardom. Overnight, you become an overnight sensation. So let me know, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think this fight gets made? Do you think eventually these guys are going to go toe-to-toe with each other? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.